Evening, folks. It's a little after 5:30, guys, to make sure all our cell phones are quieted. I appreciate it. Forgot to say that earlier. All right, it's November 19th. It's Tuesday. It's a little after 5:30. So we are the Finance Committee, and in attendance tonight is Paul Conley, Karen DeMayo, Dr. Richard Zalowski, Sherry Milton as our associate member, and Joe Didi. Absent is Robert Horochek, David Meth, and Alita Di Maria. All right. First up, we have the minutes for 6/25/2024. You got a chance to look at them?
Yep.
No. No.
I'll make the motion. to accept.
Perfect. All right, did you get that? Beautiful. All those in favor, Joe DDI.
Paul Conley, aye.
I was absent, so I don't know.
So abstain.
Abstain,
Yeah.
Sherry Milton abstain.
Karen DeMayo.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna discuss the liaison lists. There's two that are highlighted. The ag committee needs somebody, and if you guys don't mind, I will take that.
Yep.
Hopefully I can help steer those folks in,
Right direction.
yeah, I mean, they're doing good, it's just sometimes they need an answer.
Yep.
So I usually have one, not that it's right.
I'll do the town clerk.
Oh.
Clerk, anyone else want it?
I'll do it.
Do it? All right, put Karen with it.
Okay.
Is everyone here happy with where they are on the list? Let me ask you that.
Yep.
Okay, so accounting is Alita, ag is Joe, animal control is Dr. Zalowski and David Neff. Board of Appeals, David Neff. Board of Assessors, Paul Conley. Board of Health, Sherry Knowlton. Building Department, Robert Horochek. Hope I'm saying that right. Cemetery Commission, Joe Didi. Clerk, Karen DeMayo. Community Preservation Committee, Mr. Didi. Conservation, Mr. Didi. Council on Aging, Mr. Didi. Cultural Council, Mr. Didi. That's what happens when you miss a meeting.
That's right.
It truly is what happens.
That's right. We
Yeah.
volunteer you.
Yes, you do. DPW and Highway and Solid Waste, Karen DeMayo and Paul Conley. DPW and Water, Karen DeMayo, Paul Conley. Economic Development is David Meth and Robert Horochek. Second guessing. Fire Department, Paul Conley and Joseph Didi. Historical Commission, Joseph Didi. Lake Management, Joseph Didi. Let me guess wrong. Library, Sherry Knowlton. Moderator, David Meth. Park and Rec, Joe Didi and Robert Horochek. Planning Board, Joe Didi. Police Department, Joe Didi, Dr. Zalowski. School Department, Robert Horochek, Alita Di Maria, and Joseph Didi. Select Board, Alita Di Maria. Did I say that right? SEMA is Robert Horochek. Sewer Implementation is Karen DeMayo and Paul Conley. And Treasurer Collector is going to be Karen DeMayo. We're all updated, everyone's good?
Do you want to do code on the town clerk? Or do you want it?
Does it really require a code?
Well, I mean, are you around during the day to
Fridays.
Fridays? Okay. I mean, no, it's up to you. I'm just, I
Should be fine.
okay, all right, okay, that's good. Just check. Okay.
I'm learning we don't have to jump through hoops as quickly as we have in the past. People can wait a few days and we get things done.
Yeah.
Just running around with our head cut off.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Really heavy lifting.
No, and honestly, once those guys are finally settled in.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be much there,
Right.
So,
Cause I've done it in the past.
yeah,
Sure.
biggest problem with both offices, they look so empty. When you walk through. They just do,
Yeah,
just
well,
the
there's-
size of them.
Yeah, well, there's some changes coming down the line.
Yeah, there is.
Big deals, so.
A motion to approve as said.
Second.
All those in favor, Joe DDI. Dr. Zalowski.
Paul Conley, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, I.
Karen DeMayo,
Vote to authorize finance committee chair and vice chair. Actually, wait a minute, wait a minute.
No, we have to reorganize
Reconstitute the
first.
finance committee.
Right, reorganize first.
Yes, so does anyone want to be chair?
I'd like a motion to Joe Didi be chairman.
Certainly. Okay. Make a motion, Karen, for assistant. I can't remember.
We gotta do one at a time.
Yeah, let's do Joseph.
We'll do Joe first and we'll go to the second. Yeah.
I will abstain.
Paul Conley, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, I.
Karen
I
DeMayo,
abstain. I'm not gonna vote for myself. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so next up is your vice chair. I make a motion, we leave it, where she belongs.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Paul Conley, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, I.
Karen DeMayo,
Joe DDI.
Okay.
So actually you miss a meeting.
Yep.
And that's it, right?
Yep.
We ain't going this. Okay, vote to authorize finance committee chair and vice chair to approve reserve fund transfer requests. Okay,
Second.
get that.
yes,
Okay, thank you. All those in favor, Joe DDI.
Paul Conley, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, I.
Karen DeMayo,
What is that dollar amount?
Last year it was $20,000.
are you guys all still good with the 20?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That just.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had a reserve fund transfer request come in today at 3 o'clock or so, 2 o'clock. I didn't have a chance to look at any of that was working, so it's not on the agenda tonight. And normally when that comes in, there is some back and forth with that department to see what's really wrong and how we fixed it. None of that happened yet. There's enough money in their account to do what they have to do. It'll drain it down, but there's enough money, so that'll be on our next agenda. That's why I asked how much 20,000, so it could still get approved.
Yep.
And then reaffirmed at our next meeting, so. There's a little history there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sounds good.
Okay, so next up, we're gonna vote to assign finance committee chair and vice chair access to all documents relating to financial matters of the town. And that pretty much got brought up because
What does that mean?
I'm going there. So basically what happens when, as a board that we are, we do what we do, right? But we apparently really weren't allowed to look at, I don't know how you say this, bills that come in. Cause I had asked, I said, geez, certain months, boy, it's like the lottery, the machine just keeps going tick, 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 tick with dollars. And I would love to know where we're spending our money and well, Mr. Didi, you really can't look at that. So Laura did research and said, well, actually, if you do it, you can do it. You just have to follow procedure. So then I can go in and ask for all the bills from accounting for the month of June and be able to look at them and just look at them and figure out, wow, we're either spending a lot of money, we're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just another set of eyes.
So as we, as the board, have to vote to give you permission to
Permission.
look at all of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
in the,
okay.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the bylaw, it says,
Laura found it, yeah.
in the bylaw, it says that one or more members can be assigned to look at, and that there is language. that has it,
I'm just
So
so,
it probably was voted years ago, but it's probably good to re-vote it, you know.
I'm just surprised that it isn't some other committee that gives us permission to look at.
No, don't
So it's us ourselves, okay?
yeah. But we just have to assign those, or you have to assign.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I just another set of eyes and
Like, no
I,
brainer.
I'm surprised you didn't have that.
Yeah, that's why I
authority.
was like, well, okay, wait to hear this.
well, you gotta understand Laura, right? Unless it's written in stone and she can see it. You know, it's just like the town works. If it's not written, it's not right, right? You just can't assume. So Laura's like, I can't assume that. You can do that. Let me do my research. Yes, you can do it. But when did we ever approve this?
Right.
You know, it wasn't with me as chair.
Right.
Right.
So
right.
if the chair changes, right, I think you gotta do that every time. Just,
Well, I just think if, it depends on how you, or who you're
How the-
voting.
right,
Or
understood.
if you left it chairperson And vice chair, I don't think it wouldn't matter
Who it is.
who it
Right,
is.
Okay,
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think,
fine.
I was gonna say that's how we should vote it then, as
Right.
the position, not the
Not the
person.
person.
Not the
Right.
person.
okay. So. Do I start where the yellow is? I mean, literally, it says in the discharge of its duties. That's where you want me to start. It doesn't
It's not.
flow. You know what I mean? So vote to assign finance committee chair and vice chair access to all documents relating to financial matters of the town. See attached for language. So the language is, I'll just read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Make recommendations to the town or to any board officers or committee relative to the municipal fiscal affairs. In general, it shall make recommendations to the town in regards to any financial business of the town. In the discharge of its duties, the committee shall by majority vote assign one or more individual members of the committee free access to all books of record and account bills and vouchers on which money has been or may be paid from the town treasurer. Contracts, agreements, and any other documents, printed or electronic, related to financial matters of the town. Correct? So
Yeah,
someone
I
want
would
to second that?
well, all right.
Well,
so-
so-
Can I do one question?
If you wanna-
Of course, I'm gonna ask this question.
Yeah.
So in there, it specifically says paid for by the town treasurer. So that excludes the schools. Am I correct?
Yes.
All right, just wanna make sure.
I'm gonna lose.
Damn, you can't.
So close, right?
All right.
So you need to.
Okay,
I
so,
tried.
all right, so as a member of the finance committee, so if we limit it to the chairman and the co-chair.
Yeah.
Only have access to that thing, if I have a question about the fire department spending and I want to see a bill or something, I would like the capability to walk into her office and say, can I see this line item or that line item? The way that this will be voted is I have to get you or Alita
Right.
to request. So why can't why can't it just include the entire finance committee? Rather than limiting it to the chairman and the co-chair, why can't any member of the finance committee, if they have, we're assigned liaisons to certain people? If I have a question, it's kind of redundant that I can't go in and ask Laura because she won't give me the information. So now I have to run and track you down to go to request from Laura to give me the information. It's kind of redundant. I mean, we're all members of the finance committee. And if I have a question on somebody I'm the, liaison with, I should be able to walk into her office and go, Laura, and she'll tell me, okay, because I have the authorization to do it. So rather than just voting two people of the board, to me, it just seems kind of redundant that I can't go in now. I have to either chase Joe down or Alita. Well, if he's down in North Carolina doing his thing, I'm stuck. Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean,
Respectfully disagree,
just-
'cause I
I'm-
think we should all be keeping the chair and the vice chair in the loop on what's going on and what we're questioning, so that would force you to make sure that the chair and the vice chair knows what's going on.
I think you do the chair and vice chair and we'll try it, right? And if I get 18 discussions with you over stuff, then I guess we're gonna have to change it.
Mr. Chair,
I'm just bringing up that point.
Sure, understood.
Okay.
Nicole wants to say something.
Hi, Nicole.
hi, I don't know how to raise my hand. I can't find it. So- It sounds like it could be a nightmare for accounting if everybody is walking in there any time of day just asking for a bill. I think having some designated people is a good idea. And I also think that to be reasonable and to understand that when you come in with a request, we can't just drop everything. It's an extremely busy office. So it's got to be like, here's an email. Can I see the bills from the fire department for the week of November 17th or something like that, and expect that, it might be a day or two when before they can get it back to you, because you all know, as I know, that they're very busy and so I think that to have every member of the finance committee come in at any given time and make them drop what they're doing is unreasonable.
Yeah, because we're only really gonna be asking for bills if there are big issues that we wanna look into. It's,
Yeah.
Well,
keep it away from micromanaging.
Well, I mean,
Right.
it isn't only bills, but like if you walk in there and go, how much money is left in this line item? She won't answer that question unless I have Joe or Alita. So.
But why
She
would,
still won't answer it when you walk in, by the way.
I don't want that burden on the accounting office. I don't
I would
want
never
anybody
do it that
walking
way.
in there at any given moment to just
Yeah.
drop everything and tell me how much is in this line item. And it may, not be the appropriate time or even question to ask.
yeah, and why,
I wouldn't do it that way anyway.
yeah,
but yes.
I don't think we would be getting into line item by line
No.
item. Maybe halfway through the year, we might wanna take a look at something, but
No, I
Definitely.
doubt, and I think that's great. And if you guys want it, you get the reports. I hope you get the report from them for your meeting, so you can review whether it's the revenue report or the expenditure up to date. But I'm just imagining the poor girls in there now that are constantly interrupted for every, day-to-day work, and then having members of the finance committee come in randomly is just gonna be too much. So I think a good procedure in place is most appropriate. Just advocating for the department here.
Thank you. So I'll take a motion for the chair and vice chair. To,
I'll make the motion.
Okay. All right, all those in favor? Joe DDI.
Paul Conley,
Sharon Olson, I.
Karen May,
And I don't. So when I asked this, it wasn't to go over line item by line item. As you look, we all have our packets, right? And we're year to date. So you can look at some of these and go, geez, and it seems like they're spending some big money. So instead of, I guess my world, as I'm a small business owner, is I would love to see what we're purchasing. Not trying to torture anyone, but what did we buy?
well, all right,
And it
so,
really comes into like
Alright,
June. June's a heck of a month.
well, just to expand.
Yeah.
I had a case where I walked in and basically I just asked Laura, I says, how much money is in the assessors outside?
For long.
No, the advisor. that we
Oh,
use
yeah.
outside. Very simple
Right,
question.
right.
She wouldn't give me an answer.
I've been there.
Okay. All right.
Paul, I've
I
asked
don't
for
care.
blinks. I've asked for
So-
blinks.
I
I'm
don't
like,
care.
just blink
Okay,
once or
so-
twice. You don't have to answer me.
Okay, so it's like.
And I got this.
It's like.
The door's there.
So it's like, okay, then I don't care.
No, and it's.
So, I mean, if it costs the town $100,000.
And that's the way to look at it,
But if that road you wanna take is that I will call you, or I will call Alita
Yeah, it's
and
okay.
task you with going in to find out one line item. All I did was ask us, how much is in that line item, and I couldn't
Gotcha.
get an answer.
I've been.
Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that, but when stuff goes to crap, I don't wanna hear about it going, well, you were the, liaison. Well, I was, but I tried to get an answer, but I didn't go down the proper channels. So, okay, but that's.
Well, Paul, last time I looked, you didn't sign that piece of paper that brought us down that rabbit hole.
Right,
So
but.
you're
I
still
can-
okay.
I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
fine.
also, just remember, you also are the liaison, sorry, I said it wrong, but. To the department heads, so those questions could be.
You would think they'd be answered there.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
answered
yeah.
so,
there.
yeah, I mean, not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's, hey, it is what it is. If town goes bankrupt, well, I care.
Yeah.
So, no problem.
It's all good.
Sun,
Paul.
sun still comes up tomorrow.
It's gonna come up tomorrow.
Yes, it will.
So,
Okay.
whether we hit the tax levy or not. So,
Oh, we'll always hit the tax.
we're gonna, you're dancing.
And then some.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that is all set.
Yep.
Okay.
We're good.
2026 budget framework. So last year's product that we had, where do you guys stand with that? You wanna add to it, take away from it? There we go.
I think it was fine, it was good that Diane Gale had the history with her when we were in the meetings.
Yeah.
Going back, say, 3 years, she
Yeah.
had that detail.
Yeah,
Yeah, you only need one or two people to have the detail. I like that it's more legible for me, seeing that I'm blind, so.
did we see a lot of comments? On the comment section? No.
No.
So my opinion, I'd like to see -5 come back into play. And maybe the comments can just be on a piece of paper separate if they have a comment about something. I think we need to have it into this year, financially between the schools last year. And I don't know what the town is on hiring lately and where we're headed in that direction, so. I just, once again, don't think the money's gonna be where we think it is.
Yeah, and the people who comment usually do put together a package.
Right, literally, right, your
Yeah.
bigger ones do.
Brandy, yeah.
Yeah, Brandy's got it all
Police,
dialed in.
fire.
Yep, yep. So that's my thoughts. I'd like to see -5 and then level funded. And get rid of the comments.
It's fine. They're not being used, it makes sense to remove it.
Usually if there's a comment, it's a big one, right? It's not.
Right, yeah, because it's an explanation, it's not a
make sense
couple
or no?
words.
Yeah, but they have the next page. You know, they
Yeah.
put a lot of this stuff on, it usually gets redundant.
Will that work for you?
Yeah, I think that there's probably
Most of it?
80% of them it
Yeah.
will work, sometimes they just put a generic.
Sometimes they don't even fill it out properly anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, notice there's no increase if he wants level funded or less, so he's not
Yes.
even giving them the option of having an increase.
No,
Well, as I recall last year, some people just didn't care. They put on what they wanted regardless. And some of them were increases. Well, that's what we need, too bad. Well, they didn't read the memo. So I just know where we're. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I just don't know where we're headed. You know, the whole trade school thing sounded great and I truly hope it works out. But what was the last year, 800,000?
I think we ended up at 6, they asked,
6.
they asked for 1 million.
Yeah.
The.
Yeah. They took away a few things and they
Local
dropped it to
contribution
6.
was only at,
Right.
at 4, so now
Right.
they ended up at 6.
Yeah, and that round table is December 4th for anyone that can make it. And I did let them know that we will be talking about the trade school and how
Yeah,
that
they
gets filled
should be.
out.
yeah, they
That's
should
a
have an
great-
update for us.
yeah,
We
and a great
expected
time
it
to
in last year's budget.
Discuss the dollars
At
and
least
how
I
it's gonna
did.
play out.
I'm like, why was it taking so long?
Well,
Through molasses or something?
the state is the state when it comes to education and everything else. Well, it is what it is.
And the contract negotiations are
It's
starting
starting
momentarily,
literally,
so most rats gonna fall, so.
There's a lot going on.
Okay.
So we need a motion to adjust it as needed.
Second,
All those in favor? Bill DDI.
Paul Conley, aye.
Sherry, not that I.
Karen Jamara.
This is a good time to bring up dates, Laura. Can we go right into that? The new businesses next, so. Let's talk about, so last year's dates for our. Saturday meetings, they were. So my opinion is, I think we're too close to the end game. When we get to the end game, we seem to be out of time. So I'm hoping to move things up a week or two. So that way. In the end, I'm hoping. The accounting team has an extra week in there to get stuff done. You know, and I know it sounds simple and it probably won't be when we start this. But same with Capcom, I'm gonna try to move it. Like, this doesn't need to. Wait to the end, because then, you know, you got 2 days before the printer. I hear, right, and then we got so many books for this meeting and. It doesn't change the dollar value, right? They all have budgets. They're all working. It's just a matter of getting next year figured out.
Right.
So, Laura, what was our first date?
For budget hearing?
Yeah. Was this Saturday in
It
January?
was, no, they were both March,
March, yeah.
they were in the March.
Like
March.
first 2 weeks of month instead of going.
It was 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
I'm thinking then it's the 23rd.
Yeah, one was the 23rd,
Yeah. I
and
think
then
it
the
was
other one
on
would have
the-
been 2 weeks before that,
Yeah.
the 8th maybe. Or whatever it was.
23rd, I happen to have I have a copy of it in here.
Yep,
It was the
23rd.
23rd.
Okay,
Yep, 9th and 23rd, and calendar still had it, so.
so and that was the second one, so, and
First and the 15th instead,
so the first one would be
March 8th.
well, if we're moving it up.
but
a
I'd like to
week.
move it up to February,
Oh, okay,
maybe the 22nd.
22nd.
When is vacation week in February? Is there a February vacation week with kids?
Probably
Yeah.
that week, because
That
I
week.
think, yep. It's
That week?
President's Day.
Thank you.
Yep,
That's the end of it or the beginning of it?
It's
Well,
the
President's Day. The President's Day.
is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
17th.
So I think you wanna avoid the.
So we're gonna have to, well, we've learned any kind of
Okay.
vacation, no one
Yeah.
can make anything.
Yeah,
So 15th?
That'll be the beginning of
the
that
beginning
vacation.
of it.
You are correct. Boy,
So is there a problem
What's-
with doing, and I know we tend to delay and do it in 2 weeks. Is there a reason
Nope.
why we can't do it the 1st and the 8th?
You like March 1st and then
and then yeah, we can.
Yeah,
First-
like is, I.
first and the
I don't know if
15th,
that's a
or
lot
you-
Well, the
to ask.
1st and the 8th.
1st and the 8th.
Yep.
1 and the 8th, 2 weeks in
I
a row.
just don't- I don't know. if
And it's not like we're
that's-
seeing the same people, right? It just comes
It
down to the
does.
finance committee and the select board having those 2 Saturdays available.
March
Right.
1st,
So they can't have those 2.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, let's do that.
1st and the 8th.
Yep,
Propose that.
Okay.
to
yeah, yeah.
select-
I'll reach
Yeah.
out to the select board. Because when is everything, so our April, May, when's our town meeting?
Town meeting will be the 20th, because the elections will be the second Tuesday in May, which is the 13th. And then the
Yep.
town meeting is the following Tuesday, which is the 20th. So
That puts us there. I gotta get Captain in between that. You wouldn't have to know we could account. It tomorrow, can you look, you have
We
that?
looked that up, didn't we?
Last year's,
Yeah, so we could find it quick enough.
Or just email it to me tomorrow.
Now, how do we avoid, after all our budget meetings and we approved everything, I think it was the fire department last year that came up with last minute things after we did.
Fire, maintenance at town hall here.
Yeah,
It
and
was
like,
quite a list, wasn't
and
there?
they knew what was going on 2-3 weeks before when we met, and all of a sudden it came, I didn't appreciate that.
Um. Things are gonna change this year. I'm not a fan of that this year
Yeah, cause
at
that,
all.
you know, that was only
I've been looking
weeks,
back
that
at
wasn't
that.
months, it wasn't some
Yeah.
emergency thing that happened and all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, we really need this to be done.
It was, we look at our line items, oh, we have all these monies left over here and there, we're gonna package that and we're gonna use it here. It needs a garage door, yes, for the boat, I mean, I just wish they did it differently, like you said, you know, had they known that money was in those accounts, they could have handled that much differently ahead of time. Now, mind you, you got one guy going out, one guy coming in, you know, so there's that little bit of a issue, and the same with maintenance, one guy coming out, one guy coming in, or an assistant coming in back then, and you know, retired Chief Anderson, so. So I see why it happened. I'm not thrilled of how much money all of a sudden we came up with. And
Right, that's what
which
I
could
mean,
have went right back under free cash, you
right,
know, as we tighten budgets, we tighten free cash. So. We're gonna get to the point. Where we're, you know, back to the old tax levy, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
so that
all right,
works.
so what were the dates for Capcom?
February 15th, February 29th, and March 12th.
So what day was that, probably a Thursday?
Thursday, yeah,
Yep.
Thursday, yeah. Tuesday.
So we can probably go the 6th. Okay. 6th, 20th, those three of them. And the 27th.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, no, I'm looking. Go ahead.
No, I don't, I mean, just the 20th is the vacation week. Are you looking at February 20th?
Of course we are.
Okay, I'm just letting, I mean, I can't be there, but that's fine.
No, I got you. You're right. Let me do
He's
this.
got 'em on-
Let me
he's
just
got 'em.
cross that week right off. There we go. All right, we're good. So we're gonna do the 6th, the 13th, and the 27th. Yeah. So that was the one. And the budget hearings are done, and then we'll have to do a reconciliation together. But we'll figure that out as we get closer. And that gives you an extra week and a half or 2 weeks buffer. Great. Everyone okay with that? Yep. Nicole, does that sound good to you?
Sounds good to me. Thank you for your consideration.
Yeah. It'll all go out the window as soon as this meeting's over, but at least we have, at least we're going in the right direction. I'll make sure I am in Southwick for those dates. Business. Any new business? So I don't know if you've met Nicole, have you come to one of our meetings yet?
When's the last time you had one?
June.
No, serious. I don't remember it being.
So folks, this is Nicole Parker. She is now the top dog upstairs. As we sit in the cellar here. So any complaints, just call her. She'll pick up and I'll give her this. Her door seems to always be open at the end of the hallway. So the door's open. If you walk by and she's not on the phone, she'll gladly talk to you. Right?
Yes,
You-
I
you-
do like to keep my door open if at all possible, it's always open. Yeah.
So, welcome aboard, Nicole.
Thank you.
Not a problem. All right, so that's new business, that's fine. Anything for old business? Laura, what are we missing? This is too easy. You okay? Anything?
No,
No.
I think we're.
Are we, is everything within budget from all the offices moving around and?
Well, they say they are.
Okay, I just
I've been to a
kind
few
of curious.
Selectmen's meetings and there was a few pennies left over and both wanted a little bit of training.
Yep.
So that came out of those pennies left over.
Okay,
So
no, I know
think
they,
they're doing good.
I mean, everything looks good, I just want
Yeah.
to make sure that.
I really hope it comes in like they say. it does.
Everybody have what they needed for furniture and.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So we do have some training going on right now with treasurer,
Right.
collector and clerk, and they're very much under budget. They authorized $5,000. We have a line item with hired services for 8,000. I think we'll spend maybe 1,000. So we're very much under the budget. They're getting the training they need. It's happening quickly and efficiently, so they're not using up a lot of the money that was authorized. So and they're under budget with the whole reconfiguration too. There was around 10, almost 11,000 left and they just had to put the countertops in. So once that's done, it should be all set and they should be under budget as well.
I talked to both of them and they seemed to have very specific help that they needed. So, and a lot of it sounded like they were gonna do on Zoom anyways. So,
Yeah.
they brought the cost way down and, it seems like it's working out good for both of them,
Yes.
which is great.
If I
Right.
may, Again,
Yeah.
real quick, we do have to talk, and I know Doug brought it up last night, but we do have to talk about some sort of succession plan in the assessor's office. And then there's probably gonna be training for that too.
Right, but that'll go in for next year's budget, correct?
Yeah, but it's, something to think about and something for you guys to have in the back of your minds.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just get a little nervous when you guys are upstairs talking because I feel sometimes you forget there's actually a budget in play. And it's
Never,
not
I
you.
never,
It's not you.
I never forget about a budget. I promise you that.
That's my personal feelings. I just sometimes get a little nervous up there.
And my little personal feeling is how well you guys have really handled the budget in Southwick for all of these years. You've done a fantastic job. DOR is pleased with you, and you've done a great job with the budget and bringing the town up to where they are. So congratulations on that.
They've done a great job. I'm just a mouthpiece.
I know there's supposed to be, or there is the survey going around about the fiber.
Yes. Yep, that launched yesterday, I believe,
I
the
saw
fiber
that.
survey.
Yeah, maybe this morning or maybe yesterday. I don't remember either.
In the last couple days, I saw something on Facebook
Yep.
about that, so they are putting out the survey to see if we should be moving forward or not,
Right.
if it's. What are the other big issues that I hear? people
Paving
talking
was
about?
20 million or hemming and hawing over what they may or may not do with that. The fiber, of course, is 16 million, 15 million. Yep. So still a big number, and what they're looking for on that is to see if they can get, they need a certain percentage of retention, right? Or it's not gonna work.
Right,
And they're very close on their margins. So that is a very important survey that you really should fill out, everyone in town. It can't hurt to get an honest number of who, I would think I would sign up in a heartbeat. Because every time I go on my computer, it's slow as heck.
Which
got
department is it with the
27
survey?
people
I
on it.
haven't seen it yet.
What's that?
Is it on the town website?
I believe so.
Town website, okay. I just
Yeah.
wanna make sure.
It's been all over social media.
Yeah, it was.
Is it on the Southwick? Is it on your Southwick Facebook? So it's on the
Yes.
town
Yeah.
Southwick Facebook
I
also.
see like stuff from Diane a lot and a couple other people.
Oh, she'll have
but
it
I
up there,
haven't
don't
seen
you
that,
worry.
So,
Okay.
yeah. I'll find
There's also paper copies in our office for anybody that doesn't have a computer.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's not the case in mine.
So you have that, and then there was some talk about the transfer station,
I was gonna say, that's the
yada,
next
yada,
big
yada, for a
topic
million too.
that I've heard people
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about, the different options
Yeah,
of what to do there.
yeah.
And is that just gonna be, more of information meetings that people would have to attend to find out
I'm
what's
not
going
sure
on? Or
where
is
they're
or
really,
is there a survey to that also?
I was hoping when they did the survey for the internet, they would do something for the transfer station. But I was thinking it was on paper sides. I don't know where they're going with that. I know there was discussions. I think they put it back in Randy's lap for a few more questions they wanted answered. And then they're gonna come back in front of the selectmen again. But
No.
I am sure it'll go out to the public long before they make a
I
decision.
would say, where did that come from? Was that just people concerned about elderly who can't get to the dump? Or was there a bigger issue surrounding the transfer station?
So. Joe Didi's opinion, and don't get offended, please. We'll go back 6, 7 years. We go to the Maya convention all the time, right? There's a guy with the little dumpsters that you put your pens in. Me, Doug Mogul, Mr. Fox would chuckle about it. Mr. Fox's gut feeling his whole life has been, we need to keep that open. I get it. I have a dumpster at my place. I could care less. I don't use it, a transfer station like you need to. I just don't. I think Doug was up in the air, and we did reach out X amount of years ago to 3 different trash haulers to get actual quotes. And just like the $1.2 million, it was crazy money back then, and it was just a piece of it. Never mind, it didn't include the services of the trash being sent out, like now we have a certain number. Our trash goes to Springfield, wherever it goes, it all works. This time around, I do think it was, geared maybe a little bit more towards the elderly and if you listen to the tape, which you should do, go back to the selectmen's meeting and listen to it. There was talk about, well, maybe what we are missing is just, we have no bulk pickup in town. So maybe we should do a little bulk pickup that would help the seniors with the mattresses and the stuff they can't get rid of per se. I don't know where it's gonna go. Personally, the blue barrels are the blue barrels, and if they.
It's kind of a double-edged sword
It is.
because you take like, the city of Westfield, okay? The city of Westfield still maintains Twist Street. So if you have bulk stuff you want to dispose of, the town still has that available. You can
Right.
load your pickup up and pay. So the transfer station per se would not go away if you did home trash pickup. You would still have to have somewhere to dispose of wood, metal, and that type of stuff that they wouldn't commonly pick up
And
at
your
your,
blue bin.
in that little blue bin, okay? So it's not like you're gonna get rid of the transfer station per se.
Right.
But it will make, if you have people that, and I mean, it's like, they're open Tuesday nights, they're open during the day, they're open on weekends, and people just can't seem to fit that into their schedule. Which for whatever reason, and basically, it all depends, how much do you want your taxes to go up? Because no matter what you decide on, it's gonna cost you money. All right, so now we're talking $15 million for the cable thing. And now you wanna do curbside trash pickup, okay, that's X amount, so
Oh, yeah.
how much?
When I saw what the options were, basically like getting rid of it and having the taxpayer pay for it themselves.
Right.
In the back of my mind is was the budget that tight that you even have that there as an
We don't,
option?
right.
Because that would be like another tax on the
Correct.
townspeople.
Well, now,
And that's the one I just
All
wanted
right.
to make sure really
So
wasn't
just-
what we were.
so
going
just,
for.
just
Yeah.
keep this in mind, and I might be off on the dates a little bit, but 7 years ago, the actual total valuation for the town of Southwick, if somebody wanted to come in by the whole town of Southwick, we finally got over $1 billion in valuation, okay? All the property in town, add it all together, all right? In 7 years, do you know what the total valuation of the town of Southwick is today?
It was $1 billion then,
Yep,
7 years. No, it was $1 billion. So
we're
we'll go-
$2 billion now. In 7 years, we doubled the value of the town of Southwick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to understand that. So the mill rate keeps going down because we have a levy limit. Okay, so the more the value of the property goes up, we have to keep reducing the mill rate because we can only raise and appropriate so much money. Let's say you gotta get to 100, you can multiply 4 times 25 or 10 by 10, it still gets you to 100, okay? So people look and they say, oh God, the mill rate keeps going down. Yeah, but but
your
you're still
value-
paying more in taxes because your value keeps jumping.
Yeah.
The minimum value for a house in Southwick is $250,000 over in Fernwood Park. Those houses sold for $10,000 back in 1950. They're selling for $250,000. You cannot buy a starter home in Southwick, okay? Just to, you know, and so people don't realize, it's like, oh yeah, it's nice to have trash pickup and have this and have that. It all comes at a cost. It's gonna raise your taxes. The schools are going through their contract negotiations now. They're just starting with the contract negotiations. Do you think the teachers are gonna take a pay cut? Absolutely not.
Oh, no,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So all this
We're well aware.
stuff is on the board, you know,
Yeah.
15 million here, you know, guess what? You want your roads paved. Guess what? Your taxes are gonna go up. So
Oh, no, we
you
know that,
just
but I
base,
No,
so-
I just asked because I wanted to know.
Yeah, so you just
where this
basically
was
tell us-
all Coming
Yeah.
from, what was.
it's coming out of your pocket.
Hence why we moved meetings up 2 weeks. You know, let's get in front of all
No,
of
no,
this.
was there an issue that?
No.
Brought that forward?
No, I think the select board is listening to their constituents somewhat,
Alright.
and they're just trying to, you know, and, you know, some of those folks are new to the select board. They don't know the depth of certain things of the history. So I think they just, which is fine, they come forward, and, you know, it's all good. So they'll learn, you know, nothing's easy. And I think they're starting to realize, honestly, every time they open their mouth with some of these big projects, there's a lot of dollars involved.
Mhm.
And that, you know, I keep saying levy, and what was it, the bottom line is whatever we were doing last year, without new growth and everything else, it's like 500 grand is what we have to play with.
Right.
Right, they want new furniture upstairs, the new bedroom set at the fire department, that's 300. You had the schools come in for $1 million, yes, we got them down to 6. Back to the 500,000 that we really only have to play with, depending on new growth and everything else, so
Yeah.
we don't have. There's not a ton of money here, there just isn't. And we're getting to the point with, you know, the new dump truck here, or the new lawnmower, we're running out of
Right.
$1.2 million, $1.5 million every year we're putting in paving.
Right,
It's still a check every
Right.
year, there's a
Exactly,
payment
yeah.
to that.
yeah.
So, and we don't have enough debt rolling off here. To, you know, that was the old, I get it, debt replaces debt, story of my life, but. we're getting to the point where we don't have it rolling off as much as we do. We wanna put on,
Right.
you know,
And what is the interest rate we're putting it on? when
oh,
we
look
build
at that,
this?
don't even go to the interest rate,
Yeah,
it's,
right.
it's out of
What's
control.
what's coming off and what's
Yeah.
going back on.
Yeah, it's coming off at 1.2.
Yeah.
And it's going back on at probably
Four.
5 to 6 or 4, right? Yeah. Yeah, so there's some tough, that's why I honestly, that's why I want the -5 in there. There's some tough decisions this year. And I'm Mr. Debbie Downer, but I see it that way. And I'm gonna continue to see it that way. And honestly, at the end of the day, if we have to cut some people's budgets, we're gonna cut them. And I'm not gonna go back and forth and, you know, we're appointed to do a job. That's why we're not elected. Right. Okay, and this year, we're steadfast on making sure everything's right.
And remember, we have no control over salaries. That's entirely the Board of Selectmen.
Right.
So whatever money they decide to give away takes the money out of our pot that we
They're
have to
not
deal
giving
with.
it away, it's the
Well,
market
whatever.
rate and to get
Yeah,
quality
no,
people
Right,
and to
yeah.
keep quality.
But you know what I'm saying is that, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's their, you know, purview. So in the end, we're gonna look in the pot and go, all right, this is what we have left. Okay, that's how we're gonna divvy it up. It's pretty simple.
Lucky charms,
Yep, exactly.
it's all good. All right, anything else?
No, good.
Are you sure we did everything right, Laura?
We're good.
You make me nervous, that's all. We're good. You're happy? Okay. I would like anything else, Nicole, on your end? You good?
No, but if I could just give one clarifying comment, the value of the town is somewhere around 1.55 or not quite 1.6. So so we don't have the rumor mill coming out later on that we've doubled in 7
they
years.
will.
Oh, I know that, I mean, earlier projections actually had that at 1.9, but the reality has come back to a little different. So it's just under 1.6, I believe. Laura, I don't know if you have it in front of you, but I just wanted to make that small clarification. It's no big deal. I just wanted to make sure that we all knew that.
I love reality when it goes down.
It does,
That's
yeah.
even better.
It's even
It's
better.
around, it's the
Yeah,
one
absolutely,
point six or just
Yep.
up slightly under.
All right,
Mr. Chairman, public comments?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Marcus Phelps, 28 Depot Street, former town planner and member of the planning board. Last night at the select board meeting, there was a discussion about having a town planner position full-time for planning and economic development. So I got up last night and spoke in favor of that. The salary, of course, will be increased from what Mr. Goddard, who has been the planner, part-time. So this would be a full-time position. And when I was the planner, I was part-time. There are a lot of inquiries from people who are coming into town as to where they could build something, what they could do under the bylaws, et cetera, et cetera. So the planner always gets mixed up in economic development. And right now, of course, the commission, the Economic Development Commission, does not have a professional staff person. So I think a full-time position like that is very worthwhile.
Would you be applying for it?
No,
I think it's somewhat worthwhile. But if you watch our planning board meetings, I'm not quite sure they want development in Southwick. So that's up to the select board to
that's the
figure out.
difference, yes.
Yeah,
It's up to the selectmen to decide
yeah,
the position description. Apparently,
is.
there is one that's been drafted
wonderful.
and routed around.
Yeah, so that's their deal. We just supply the line item.
Yeah,
We fund it
just a
or not.
heads up that
Thank
more
you.
money expected.
Yeah, more money, yeah.
I think it's worthwhile to have
Oh,
someone,
good.
because if you get an economic development going, then you get ratables and you get additional money coming in.
Should they want something in town?
Correct.
Yes, thank you. Anything else? Anyone on the line for public comment? I screwed that up. Nobody there? Nope, all right. Need a motion to adjourn. Motion.
Second,
All of in favor? No, Councilor Zawalski, aye.
Paul Conley, aye.
Sherry Knowlton, I.
Karen, do you mind?
Joe DDI. Folks,
Cool.
have a great night.